Now this is Hollywood Unlocked. What up, everybody? This is Jason Lee, and this is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
And I'm Melissa Ford, a.k.a. the Curve Queen.
Yo, it's DJ Damage. Let's get the show started.
If you're listening to us right now on iHeart, which you should be, thank you. But make sure you're also streaming on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and watching us over on YouTube.
That's right.
We're just everywhere, people. Yeah, all right, so listen, I'm excited today. We got Trina coming in the building.
I'm super excited.
The baddest.
The baddest bitch,
The
yes.
baddest.
We did a magazine cover together. We did the 5th anniversary of King Magazine. It was her, myself, Maya, who's Maya, yes. Okay?
Shout out to Maya on Girl Cruise. She doesn't really talk that much, though.
Maya's very quiet.
Maya the singer.
Yeah, Maya's very quiet. She's very to herself. We did a movie together. Our paths cross a lot. But yes, girl, showing the youngins how to age.
Exactly the same.
I mean, exactly the same. Buffy the Body was one of the covers, and Reagan Gomez was one of the covers. And
I heard she cray-cray. She cray-cray.
Yeah.
Her husband fine as shit, but she cray-cray. Anyway, so look, you got excited today when we put Trina in the chat group. You know, we have a chat group here at Hollywood Unlocked that keeps us all connected on what's happening. And in the uncensored chat room, somebody said Trina's coming and you got wet.
Yeah, wet wouldn't exactly be the word. You want to know why? Because I just see a lot of my, I see a lot of myself in her, just in the way she carries herself. She is very consistent when it comes to her music, when it comes to her persona, and I just love the fact that
she don't stop.
She doesn't stop. She's got a dope work ethic. She's a kind person, and she's never really embroiled in drama.
Well, I was going to say, they're going to say, oh, Jason just kisses ass of whoever's in front of him. But the reality is, I've never heard a bad word said about her.
Never.
She's never been caught up in any mess on Hollywood Unlocked or anybody anywhere else. So I'm excited that she's here. So let's bring her in. All right, we got Trina in the building.
Yeah.
Yes.
The baddest.
Hi.
Is it still the baddest bitch? Do we still use that? I mean, obviously.
Everybody uses it.
Yeah.
It's just something that just won't go away. They cannot stop it. They just like wherever they see
Jessica Rabbit over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. I kind of
So I can't escape it. They do it to me everywhere.
But that's not a bad thing to stick with you.
No, it's not.
So okay, you look fabulous, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why are you so formal? Where were you at before here?
I was filming. I just did a show. What is it? What is it? Ridiculousness.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
did you have fun?
I had so much fun.
Over there,
It's
that
hilarious.
MTV bag.
Yes.
Okay, so you two had a moment. You guys have history. Clearly, you know each other.
Oh yeah.
Because the minute she heard you were coming, I mean, she doesn't even get excited about anybody. Your name got put in the chat room, and she's, oh my God, I can't wait.
I know.
I haven't seen her in so long. It's been a long time, and then just over the past years and stuff, and then recently. You're in something that was so serious, and I was so heartfelt and sad, and I was just praying for you, and I was uplifting you, and I had no idea today I would come in here and you were right in my face. I'm like, when would I ever get to see her? It'll be soon. It'll be somewhere probably, something, and then now it's just here. So I was like, I just need to hug her.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that you're just amazing and you're blessed and beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
And that your energy is so great, and it just made me feel real uplifted.
Thank you so much. I mean, we did a King
cover
together. It was the 5th anniversary of King Magazine, and so they had 5 covers. You know what? I have to go on record by saying I acted like a total fucking asshole that day. And
Did you?
You might not have noticed.
Wait, you?
Not you.
No. You know what? I remember, but I don't think I think something
it was not
happening.
it was not had nothing to do with you.
It was just your personal thing. I think something was. I don't know. I didn't really get involved, but I know it wasn't a good.
It was
moment.
Must have been memorable if she remembers.
Oh,
because it was a big cover, and it was just us ladies, and we was just so close. It was like an intimate kind of thing.
We were all pretty close to naked.
Yeah, we had on just shorts, and that's it. So you kind of got a cover, and show. So it was one of those moments.
You looked so beautiful on
so
yours.
Did you. Thank you.
So one of the
love affair goes way back.
Listen, one of the first times I went to Miami, and I don't even know how long ago it was. It was a long time ago. It was a party that you and Missy were at. I don't. But I know you guys are friends, but it was a long time ago.
That had to be Mansion or something.
It was a long time ago, and I remember, I've talked about on the show. I met Queen Latifah 26 years ago, so back then, female MCs, each person was iconic, and you've been holding it down.
Thank you.
What do you think about Jermaine Dupri? I mean, he's been talking about female rappers and kind of, I don't know, trivializing the sport.
Right. I think because I kind of picked up in the story when I first heard it, and I didn't know exactly if she asked him, how do you feel about the state of female rappers, or do you have a favorite female rapper? I don't want to like.
I think where he got confused was he was trying to compare those three, and I don't think he was really well versed in those three, and that's why it seemed like he was talking about all the women, but he was kind of talking about just those three that was named.
It sounded very generalized, though.
The way he responded, but they asked him about those three, and he still was throwing shade though.
Okay, see, I didn't hear like the initial of. I just thought it was whatever it was about, just the state of female rap, and that everybody sounds the same, or it's like a bunch of stripping rapping or whatever he said, and I just felt like when it was the girls talk all about the same thing, and I'm like okay, and guys talk about what? Guns, violence, same girls, shit. Clubs, partying, drinking, drugs, whatever they talk.
Strip clubs.
An entire industry was made off the formula of what men rap about. And I think with
women, they have the same dynamic. I mean, it's the same thing if you come from the struggle, you're trying to make it. You're a model, you're an actress, whatever your lifestyle is. You got a baby daddy, you have drama, you have whatever is in your life of upbringing and circle. This is what you're venting about. If your girlfriend has a baby and her baby daddy done left her for the next girl and he got 2 other kids on the way, that's drama. You're talking about it because that's real life situations to you because you're around that. So I just feel like, yes, in a dynamic, all music is similarity. It's different titles that sound the same and it's the same meaning. But I feel like as girls, like people have their own distinctiveness about themselves. You can't talk about. I would rather prefer them talk about being sexy and beautiful and whatever. I don't want to hear no girl talking about I'm riding around with the chopper about to blow up the mall. Like I don't want to really hear that personally. So and as women, we're out in the party, we're in the clubs, you go to the strip clubs, you go to all these places. So this is the stuff that you kind of like in deep. And then on top of that, don't exclude the girls that don't even if you talk about that, you have records that has nothing to do about that, nothing to do with that. I have Here We Go record that's not talking about sex, it's not talking about that. There's a couple records, but in some instances, people sometimes they don't even want to hear them kind of records. They be so thinking about, I want to hear what's turned up, the club, the party, da da da. So you in a zone of thinking about what's happening in your lifestyle, and that's what you create music, your mood, your music. And you're in the studio, you got your girls over, you got if dudes in the studio, you got their guys over. So as women, like just let them vent and talk. You 25 years old, 23, 25, 26. What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
Like what are you traveling, living a lifestyle, happy to be able to get out of your hometown, happy to be making some money, be thankful they're not like doing scamming, locked up, doing fraud, some of them coming up at the strip club, coming up at the bars, whatever. Be happy for a positive move, I think, instead of like, trying to separate, the sound of what they're doing. Just be happy that girls out here. It was a drought in female music. It was you only know like it was only a couple women. You could hand pick them on one hand. Now it's 100. Whether they're signed, whether they're big, whether they're just internet wave, whatever. You just got to give them that chance to grow and come up. And at one day, somebody's going to have a big major hit. Somebody's going to blow a big. You just got to be proud of that. The growth from all different genres of where it's coming from, because it's still girls. And I'm so excited for that whole movement of more girls than it being less.
Before we get into that, can I just say you're so pure, you're so pretty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I know there's people like I put on my Facebook earlier. I said Trina's coming in questions. The men were like, "Oh my fucking god, I love Trina."
Yeah.
And so unfortunately, you niggas can't be up close. She's very beautiful.
Thank you.
One thing I love about you, we don't know each other. We've been around each other a couple of times. You're not a hater.
No.
No, I've never seen you hate on another woman, another female rapper.
No.
You've never been threatened by any other female rappers. Where does that confidence come from? And is that a conscious decision to always embrace other female rappers?
That's just how I grew up, kind of. Like my mom had 5 sisters, and like my mom was on like a couple beauty salons, so it was always women around. So when I'm just young in there, all you see is all these women that's older getting their hair done, nails, all this stuff, and they're just like beautiful women. So I seen more unity than I seen, oh, I don't like her, oh, she don't look good, oh, her body don't look good. I didn't see that coming up. I saw like the whole, because you're in the hair salon, so everybody wants you to look good. You walk around here, girl, you look good, you this. So I grew up like that. So all my friends, if they didn't have the best, they didn't look right, I tried to fix them up. No, come here, let's get this hair fixed, put on these shoes. Like that was just something I was used to.
In all the years of her being in the business, never once have I ever even heard a peep
I've
of
never
you
heard
being
nothing negative.
Shady, negative
No.
about women.
I wish I heard something negative. Something like Trina.
Yeah,
I heard.
what about no? But I just just love women. I like that. I just like to see women be fly and beautiful and just grow, and however that is, whatever your shape, body, color, size, just be confident in yourself and that, because it's a male. This industry is already male dominated. You already going up against you. If you go into a video shoot, you audition for a video, it's 100 girls you audition against. So people make you feel a kind of way just by that. If you're not thin enough, if you're not thick enough, however, you always gonna
light,
feel
dark,
some way.
whatever.
Yeah, when you're a guy, you can show up with your big t-shirt. Nobody care if you gain 10 pounds. If you're a girl, oh, that's a problem. So you gotta just kind of like more uplift and put down, because that stuff gets draining. You don't even know. People just go back behind the closed doors and be feeling emotionally drained or like, you know, broken or not confident and just torn down because of just the environment of this whole industry that we're in. So here go other girls, and women do it all the time. The most hating I see on all blogs, on all comments, is women. I'm like, wow, where does that come from? Like, you got kids, you got to make sure you're teaching them not to be that way, because if your kid grew up and they go to school and somebody's hating and bullying them, then that's gonna bring out another side of you. So I'm just like that with everybody in the industry. The younger girls that's coming out, I need to push you, encourage you, because hey, you may not make it 20 years like I did.
Right.
You may not have enough records, or you may not can't take the pressure, because it's way more crazy now than it was when I came up.
See, this is the difference between her and Jermaine Dupri. She has an OG kind of attitude, where he has an old head kind of attitude. You know, OGs want to lift you up and show you the way. Old heads want to be like, you ain't shit, you ain't never gonna be shit, like the dinosaurs you talk about.
You say 20 years in the game, right? And talking about this industry, what you go through as a woman, what keeps that fire lit? Because you did say there was a big time where there was a hiatus kind of like for the ladies.
Yeah.
But through that whole time, you were making music.
Because I think I have like diehard fans, them loyal fans that came out when I came out with Nam record with Trick, and they are undeniably just there. And I think that's the push, you know, because sometimes you get through a phase, and I went through this phase now because it took like 6 years for me to complete my album. That was a long time, just with like being frustrated and thinking, oh, it's done this time, we're going to come out, it's going to be ready, and then, oh no, guess what, you got to clear it from this label, or this sample isn't done, or all this stuff. So it gets a little bit frustrating. So for me, I just fight off the energy and the fire of just like great energy and great people that's fans. I don't really care about the internet and all that. I kind of mute out all the negativity, believe it or not, because it's so easy to retaliate and to go crazy.
I believe it, because we're on the internet all day long on Hollywood Unlocked, and I would say I never see you trolling. I don't got
time. That's like a whole nother lifestyle. I'm living in my reality, and my reality, I need peace. I don't have time. That stuff could get you like so delusional out of your own self. Like you spend 3-4 hours all day on the internet, and then your whole real world is over here, and you have no idea what's happening.
So when you see Cardi go off online, you know, she's doing her thing right now. She's hot, and
she's a firecracker. She always goes off. She gets so pissed off.
But don't you want to just call her and be like, girl?
I do. I want to just be like, ignore them. I tell Carisha, ignore them. Don't say nothing. Because it's one of those things that I get it.
Yeah.
I understand, because when you have a mouth, you have a voice, and guess what? You do not want nobody to feel like it's okay to disrespect you. You do not want people to feel like it's okay to keep picking and bullying and
and social media wasn't like really around.
We didn't have social media. We had like a few write-ups and maybe big, like, you know,
Word on magazine, shit like, you know,
stuff like that, but not
Vibe.
Not 5,000 blogs now, or not 5 million people with fake pages, or you're arguing. I'm not arguing with somebody with no face and one follower. I'm just not. I mean, I just don't see me giving the energy to that. It's like such a waste of energy. But you can, like, I posted a picture of me, and somebody got under there and they said, it was a picture in front of a Christmas tree. It was holidays, and they was like,
no, because you probably had thousands of positive messages, but you found that one.
No, it was just the first, like, I posted my picture, I went on about my eating my whatever, and the first message on the top was just like, oh, you stupid, you always say F boys or whatever, and I was just like, huh? So I click on the page, and I was like, oh, now I think I had like a drink. I got time. You need to stay off my page before I block you, and they came back under my page, and then it went to this whole thing. Oh, why you said the person hair had to be nappy? Why you just? It went to attack on me because you came to my page, bother me.
Why you was just there with your Christmas tree?
I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do the clap backs because I know I have my mouth. It could be very that.
But
so
you seem like the type that'll roll up to. I've seen you a couple times.
I'm not good with that.
I've seen Trina a couple times where I'm like. And Trina be rolling. Trina be having niggas around her. I saw you at DJ Khaled's birthday. Hold on. I waited in the cut. I said, because Trina, I really do respect your
Thank
grind.
you.
I respect how you came in the game doing your own thing. You developed your own sound. You fucking have consistently been just, I think, a positive light for other women to
Thank
look
you.
at. You're not out here saying, look at me. You just doing the work, and people respect that. So I see her walking DJ Khaled's birthday, and I'm sitting to the cut, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go say hi to her, but she got these big niggas around her. I ain't trying to get beat up, you know. But you're consistently just like the nicest, sweetest person.
Yeah.
So you were gonna say something. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I want to talk about the music. When you brought up Nan, I know you're probably so sick of talking about this song.
It's a hit.
I know, but
to this day,
I'm just curious. When you first went into that studio, were you already rapping, or was that like your first time rapping?
I wasn't rapping already. I just had like a feisty mouth, kind of, sort of. And I wasn't rapping. It wasn't. Well, when Trick called me, he was just like, I just want you. I thought I was about to like talk, like intro, like just sell out, you know, because I did sneak in the studio that one time. I did like Trina, It's Your Birthday on Luke record. So I thought it was kind of like that, you know. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna come to the studio with my girls and roll up. So when I got there, I was like, okay, well, what you want me to say? And then he was like, oh, I just want you to freestyle and just say whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just ready. Like, I don't know, like shout out to all my bad girls, all my ladies, whatever I'm about to say. So now the engineer puts the beat on, and I just hear You Don't Know Nam. That was all that was on. It wasn't no tricks, nothing. It was just that part. And I was like, okay. And Nan is kind of like a slang that comes from deeper down south with Trick, them from Pariah and Goose and that kind of stuff. So, okay, cool. Now I was like, okay, so do I say like intro? You want me to say your name, like my girls, whoever? And he was like, no, listen to the verse that I did, and then I want you to like answer or just go off, like, you know, from a girl's perspective, because you got to think, now I'm gonna do it up, but when you hear what I say, this is gonna be like guy versus girl. So now I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, he put the song on, and when he played the verse, I was like, what? And I was just like, what do I say? He was like, just go in there and just say, like, talk that, and I'll talk the shit, and I was like, okay. And then I got my two girls. It was my friend Pinky, and it was another one of my friends, Michelle, and we just went in the studio, and I was just sitting there. So I was just saying little stuff. I was like, no, I can't say that. They was like, no. And these are my friends that hang out, they go to the club, so they saucy on the mouth. So we ready, and I'm saying, so they like, nah, don't say that, say this. And it kind of went back and forth, and they was like, we back it up. You heard what Trick said? Oh no, you got to say this. This is gonna kill him. So we kind of just went like that, and then I did the verse. I was in there for like 4 hours. I did the verse, and once I did the verse, I was nervous to call Trick back in there. When I did call back in there, I called him in there. He called the label of the owner of the record label, and then he came over to the studio, and then after that they just want to do a record deal, and I was like, no, I'm just doing this one favor. And like, I was just thinking, and after I heard it, and I was just saying, my mom is gonna kill me. But I was just like with my vibe and my girls, and then it just happened to go like that, and then that was it.
When I hear that story, I think of, and I hope this makes a correlation, I think of Young Miami, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, she don't got the cadence of rap, and she don't got this, but I swear I remember hearing that story and how you kind of went in there, and it was just a vibe.
And I hear people say that she has,
and a lot of people
funny,
compare her to
like me, they compare her to me. I feel
just
like
the rawness of it.
Raw, and they from Miami, and you got to understand, these girls, like, they grew up listening to me. They go in the studio before they record music, and they listen to my first album. So that gives them that hardcore drive, and to make them feel like, okay, we got this feistiness. And Young Miami, she has a different sounding voice. Like, she always just talks very stuffy, but that's her voice. I love her voice like that. I don't think she should change it for nobody, because then now you're trying to struggle and figure out how to deliver in a certain way that other people want you to sound. Leave your voice the way you do. Just make it authentic for you. It's her first year in music. She's gonna grow. She's gonna learn. Believe it or not, when I listened to my first album, I hate my voice. I mean, because I've grown out of it now, but back then I couldn't tell. But now when I hear it, I'm like, oh my gosh, turn the pitch down. It's so squeaky. But at first I wasn't able to tell that. Nobody else didn't think so, but I now hate it.
All right, y'all, it's time for another Hollywood hookup. If you are an avid music listener like myself, if you're always on the streaming apps like the iHeartRadio app, I got something for you. Look, it's 2019. Everybody needs a great pair of wireless earbuds. But before you go dropping hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. So Raycon earbuds started at half the price of any other premium earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing.
And they look good.
They look good. They got different varieties of colors. I mess with them, and not only do I rock with them, but there's people out there, celebrities, big names like Snoop Dogg, Cardi B, Brandy, just to name a few, that are rocking with the Raycon earbuds. The Raycon E50 wireless earbuds have totally changed the game for me. They're so comfortable And you can really use them and take them anywhere. I like to use them on a plane, kind of cancel out the noise, whining little babies. They're like the perfect earbuds to do that.
That's a thing.
I think it's a must-have.
That's a necessary thing.
So this is what I need y'all to do. Go to buyraycon.com/unlock to get 15% off your order, okay? That's buyraycon.com/unlock for 15% off your first Raycon wireless earbuds. If you've been eyeing a pair, now is the time to get an amazing deal. For one more time, I'm going to tell you, it's buyraycon.com/unlocked.
And that's your Hollywood hookup.
Yes, it is.
So am I the only person, having met Trick Daddy who's afraid of him? Because he scares the shit.
Does he?
He looks like
you don't get him up here on your show, he will have you pounding this window.
He's such a gentleman.
Me and Bobby Lies gay ass. This is her cousin. Me and his and I'm gay, but Bobby is gay as fuck. Me and Bobby's gay ass go to G5.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
I love
the Trick
G5.
night, the night Trick's there.
It's niggas in G5. Like, and I'm like, Bobby, you got all this goddamn makeup on. But Bobby don't give a fuck. I love Bobby's confidence.
Wild and crazy.
So he got me in there. It's me and Bobby in the gay section and Trick. And I'm like shit. I ain't never really met Trick, but I'm scared of Trick. So I'm like, what up, Trick? He was like, "What's up, man? It's so cool." And,
yeah, he is.
But just when you meet him, if he don't speak, he'll scare the fuck out of you.
He looks
He
frightening.
look like he got a couple bodies in the trunk.
But when you meet him and you around him and his energy, it's like the guy's the craziest.
He's a gentleman. You know how I met him?
How?
I was leaving. It was either Fort Lauderdale Airport or Miami Airport or something like that. Our cars pulled up like kind of sort of the same time, and so I go to the trunk.
And you ducked?
No. I'm struggling with luggage, getting it out of the trunk, and he comes out of nowhere and literally starts pulling my bags out of the trunk.
Wow.
And literally,
Melissa,
and I was
he saw that ass.
but that was it. Like he didn't even. It's not. Let me get your number and let me holler. It wasn't even like that. It was
cool.
he was literally like, "It's good to meet you, Miss Ford," and that was it. I was like,
wow.
"Oh,
And then
shit."
you meet Trina. So she looks good, but she smells equally as good.
Oh,
but
thank
at the
you.
Love and Hip Hop reunion, you hopped up, and between you and him, I'm like, there's bloodshed that's gonna happen any
Let's talk
minute.
about that.
That's
No, it's no
passion.
bloodshed. That's my brother.
Yeah.
Let's just be very clear. And
But you could tell that was out of love.
that was definitely out of love and out of being fed up. That's what it was. I just feel like for me personally, I don't really care for that to be televised. That's my thing. Because me and Trick fight for 20 years. We're going to always argue, whatever. But because it came, like, of course, a lot of stuff is edited out. So the stuff that made me get up and so fiery is not what you got to see. So he was like, oh, why did she go so crazy on him? And he knows why afterwards. So I just hated that it was that, because I don't ever want to be like in that space with him, like in the public. Like he calls me almost every day, 7 a.m. in the morning, because he's an early bird, and talks about every single thing. So after this happened, I got back to Miami. I didn't talk to him for maybe like a week or so. And I finally said, okay, I'm gonna take his call. And then we had a long conversation. I met up with him, and he could tell that I was more hurt than mad, because he knows I would not just let lose myself on the camera. I would just really, like, when it's done, I'm gonna check you. But that was the final moment. And he said, I apologize. He said, honestly, that was needed, because I really, I didn't realize some stuff. I push you to the limit, and you'll take it from me. And
But you could tell by his response, or the lack thereof, that he knew you were giving him what he needed to hear. I mean,
I was pissed. He didn't want to hear, but he knew it was the truth, though. And he
Yeah.
said it to me, but you said it afterwards, and I respect that. And I mean, we was okay after that, and he was like, dang, you made me feel bad. You just went off. You made me. But I was like, I told you the truth. And sometimes people around you won't say the truth, because everybody is kind of like uptight. They don't want to say this or want to say that. But I'm the person that's riding with you. I'm going to tell you the truth, because I don't have a reason not to. And we made up, and we're good after that. And he's still annoying.
So going back to female rappers, if I can, really quick. So when Cardi had taken a lot of heat when she had talked about being a stripper at the strip club, taking men home and robbing them, which, by the way, happens in our community.
I thought that was
Follow me for a second. This is where I told her, like, I feel like female rappers are held to a different standard. Niggas could talk about shooting, killing, robbing, raping, attacking, beating their girls all day long, and we will go buy that shit, play it in the club, and it will become like this methodical thing that we go through every day, a ritual that we need to, while we're brushing our teeth and, like, fucking our bitches. Not me. Clearly not me. When you see stuff like that, and she went through all of that, I mean, people wanting to call her this, they did the whole
cancel culture shit.
Cancel culture. Hold on. No, they did.
No, it's not the same.
Surviving.
It's not the same.
In the context context of surviving R. Kelly, where this nigga was locking people in basements and peeing on little girls, you started surviving Cardi B. What?
Oh, wow.
When you see that, do you feel like there's this double standard when it comes to men and female rappers?
It's definitely a double standard for sure. I feel like that. And I feel like people is like to play follow the leader. They're gonna go with whatever anybody else says. And a lot of stuff, people just are reaching and fishing and digging up stuff that's 100 years old to make it relevant just because of somebody's success. And it could be frustrating. For me, I just want to answer. I wouldn't say nothing. They could say whatever they want to say. I'm gonna just shut it down. I'm not gonna go back and forth attacking everything somebody say, because then now that's making me unhappy. Now I gotta always kind of find myself answering whatever people want to know. Believe what you want to believe. I don't care. I know what I did do and what I didn't do, and that's just the end of that. And this is music, and people say so much kind of stuff, and all these stories. If this person has not come to you and say, hey, you drugged me, you raped me, you beat me, you take my money, you did all this kind of stuff, please get out of my face with that. Like, I just don't. I mean, I was a dancer, I was in a club, dudes want to offer money to pay for sex, they want to offer money to go home and do XYZ, whatever they want to do. So in that instance, I can't help it. You came from the club, if you drunk, you did this, whatever. Now I want my money. My coins, where is it? I don't want to hear the back and forth.
Oh, you sleep? Let me just, I'm going to help you out.
Let me help you out. Let me get the coin.
If you in that lifestyle, if you already put yourself in that situation, I don't get how Cardi is being blamed. You know what I mean? That's what I thought was so weird about it. If I'm sitting here putting myself in this situation to go home with somebody from the club, how is the woman the blame? We're both the blame.
I will tell you, back in the early 90s when I met Latifah, she got carjacked.
I remember that.
They pulled her friend out the car and shot him. He was actually playing football, shot him. He was like almost died. They pistol whipped her.
Really?
Carjacked her right in front of the Apollo.
Oh.
So she got caught in the future, like maybe a couple months later, she got caught with a gun on her and some weed. And they made this big old scandal. She just got carjacked. Her friend just got shot and almost killed. She got weed on her because, people smoke weed. I feel like when it comes to women, I've seen a history of we don't want to hear your struggle.
Yeah.
Just rap about what we want you to rap about, not where you come from.
That's
it.
That's it. That's
Welcome
true.
to the world of being a woman.
And I need a Trina and Cardi record, so I'm going to put that out there.
And that's why you got to always be like outspoken and voice your opinion, and definitely stand on what you believe in. Otherwise, you'll fall into that cycle. Like, you can't just say, okay, I'm just going to put out what they want. I'm going to do what I want to do because this is my life. I'm the one living it, growing, glowing, and having to deal with all these issues. So I'm going to say what I want to say. I don't care about the double standard because it makes no sense. You know?
Yeah, but even the fact that you are outspoken, you stand up for yourself. The one thing that I've always really loved about you is that you are always so composed. You don't want you will, if somebody brings the smoke,
and I'm gonna tell you the one time that I was upset that she's so fucking composed.
I love it. Because she's such a lady, and there's one thing that I love. It is a woman that can hold her own, and she's composed and she's poised and that sort of thing.
But she's from Miami. Have you ever taken a scooter over to Little Haiti? Is it Little Haiti?
Little Haiti. Across
Floyd, we were at Art Basel. I'm like, let's go riding scooters.
No, you went to Little Haiti.
We rode up in the neighborhood, and Floyd Mayweather goes, why are all these houses look the same? I said, continuity. They were like, yo, we love you in Little Haiti. I go, oh, nigga, we done made it to Haiti.
Because that's like the project area, like Little Haiti. But it's not too far from Wynwood.
Miami is rough. You can look at South Beach if you want to. Don't play
that
around.
That is not Miami. That's just the vacation
Liberty
spot.
City is motherfucking
Liberty
Miami.
City is Miami.
Exactly.
Believe it.
But I wanted to ask you, like, in terms of being super composed, how did Mona convince you to be a part of reality TV? Because no one ever hears gossip about, like you keep the ship tight and circle tight. You know what I'm saying? So what made you decide to do reality TV on Love and Hip Hop Miami?
They kept coming like a lot at me about it. This is like the second episode, right? So just say prior to this, maybe 4 years ago was the first time they came to me to do it. Before they did LA, I think they were trying to do Texas or whatever. And I kept saying, no, I'm good. I'm not, I had did like the little spot TV dates, like from the Tiny Show, from the K Show, like stuff, but not this. So I was like, nah, I'm not interested. I'm just not for the chaos, the drama, whatever. So then it was another meeting in Miami, and then it kind of, they brought everybody in like as a forefront. I just felt like everybody else was had already had the meeting, had already talked, like from Bobby to Trick to all the main cast on the show had already was like down and signed and ready to go. And I was the only part that was like, no.
Yeah.
This is after the first couple 4 years. This is when they come back. So Trick called me and he was like, hey, let's talk. And I was like, okay, what's up? And he was like, well, you know, I'm going to do the show. I told him I was going to do the show, Love and Hip Hop, whatever. And I just want you to do it. Like, we just need to do it. And as I was like, I don't know. I was just kind of like, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to get back to you. So I gave it like a couple days, maybe a week or so. And I don't know. I was thinking about it. I was just like, okay, on Love and Hip Hop, I'm not with the drama. Nobody's not throwing no drinks in my face. You're not pulling my wigs out. I'm just trying to figure out what am I bringing to this show that is so full of drama. And then I'm like, okay, I have a business, I have a label, I have artists, I have certain little things. Then there's a lot of ties. There's my cousin, there's Bobby, there's my cousin Joy, which is Trick's wife. There's Bobby, there's Trick. There's all these people that are now, it seems like they need me. If I don't sign a deal,
like
then
a
a whole lot of people
Yeah.
won't eat at this moment.
Yeah.
It's like all of us in this room and everybody is like, we're ready to go. We got our lifestyle, we got our stories, we trying to get our thing together, we trying to come up, and it's like, here you go. You're the person that got to say yes or no. So I was like, and I just kind of I
That's
felt
some pressure right there, though.
It was pressure, and I felt like, but I felt like, dang, these are my people, and I just want to see everybody take a step forward and come up.
Well,
so
let's be
I
clear.
did it, and I made sure I filmed where I kind of stayed out of the drama. My whole drama started off with me and Bobby because we were just really honestly building our relationship. He's been around forever, but he's always been like annoying and over the top and just a lot. And when it's from a far end, coming around my people, is kind of quiet. So when he comes around, it was so belligerent and crazy. We never clicked. It was always like, okay, here go Bobby, da 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 da, and then okay, you gotta go. You know, it was kind of always that moment. And he was so busy trying to build and get close and build this relationship with me. And it took for us to step back. Even not on the show, once the show was done, like to hang out outside of that, like on a regular time, and like so I could see he's not really. He is extra. Don't get me wrong. He's extra and crazy.
As fuck.
But he likes to have fun. He's in the prime of his fun party and lifestyle. He's the life of the party. He could go to 3, 4, 5 spots in the night. He want to hang out till 6 a.m. in the morning. He's
Facts.
that. So I had to get it. Okay, he's not just being crazy. He's just like he want to have fun. He's happy to be around me. He want to have a good time. So we found a way to see that it make it work, and that he's really compelling and sweet, and he has a heart, and he just wanted to be around me. But it was just always chaos. Everybody was like, get away. Too much drama. Too much. And so once I filmed the show, I didn't want it to be nothing but that. I wanted to show the record label, my artists, myself, what's happening in my life, because I'm still kind of private, and I don't really care that everybody know exactly everything what I'm doing. I don't feel like everybody's energy is good for you. Everybody don't have the great intentions for you that you think they may have. Everybody that's watching the show is not rooting for you. Everybody that you think that's clapping for you, some of them are not really clapping. So I'm only going to give you and show what I want you to see, and there's still like all this mysteriousness about me because that's just who I am.
So
I'm a Sagittarius. So
are we gonna see Raymond Taylor on the show?
Raymond Taylor, he was already on the show.
Okay. Are we gonna see him this season?
If I do this season.
Well, this is where I said, like, I feel like you. First of all, I don't think they could have done Love and Hip Hop Miami without
They're
you.
asking. I mean, I have a little bit of stipulations and trying to organize a few things. I'm just trying to make sure it makes sense. It's always got to make sense to me.
Yeah.
What's happening in my life needs to make sense, evolving for the show.
But when you think of Miami, you definitely think of Trina. And
I
Trey.
know, and that's why I was like, okay. Oh no, Mona was like, I'm not doing it if you're not a part.
Right,
I'm not going to look crazy
so
and play
if you
myself.
don't go back, there's gonna be a lot of unemployment.
Well,
I think the foundation probably was set.
Well, this is the thing. I get to do what I want to do. I can do how I want. You're not going to see, like I said, there's no.
But I think you've made it work for you. I mean,
the platform helped. Like my artists, it helped me help them out. It helped me, like, secure different situations for them. That's my biggest goal, is to try to put the next person on and help them get what they want to get. I'm not trying to. I don't need to be on there to be known. Everybody already knows me, the whole world. So I'm just trying to help everybody else,
again.
and just try to keep the pot rolling and make Miami. It's a lot of everybody. That's a lot of jobs on Love and Hip Hop in Miami. A lot of these people wasn't doing nothing 2 years ago. So I'm happy and I'm motivated for them. And this time I just hope we have a tighter, more stories that's fulfilling, and it has a lot to do with Miami and more stuff.
Do you and Amada have a song together? Would you guys ever collaborate?
We don't have a song together. We were supposed to do a song once before, but that didn't happen. I don't know. I don't think it was something with the beat or something like that, some little kind of issue. But yeah, I don't mind working with Amada. She's a nice person, really sweet girl.
We had her on the show. She's,
she's
gorgeous,
a sweetie pie. She is a sweetie
really,
pie.
really
Yeah.
sweet.
So the one time that she was composed and staying private, that I was waiting for a reaction from was
What happened? Here we go.
I need to open my water now.
Something in my throat. No, it was when I broke the whole Tristan Thompson, Jordan Wood story, and I got a beating online. Because I took Chloe's side, saying that I don't like the whole disrupting families thing. And I wasn't even because I don't even think about people's business. I've never once called you and said, hey, Trina, why are you doing this? Because she'd kick my ass. But you didn't say one word.
Say it again. Because what was the story, bro? Because you know what, believe it or not, I'm here and I see and I don't see.
So basically, Alyssa back there was at a party at Tristan's house. Jordan Woods was, all over him.
I heard that story. I've seen some of his
stuff. And then I called Chloe and gave her a heads up, and then she confirmed it with Jordan, and then it became this big deal where we broke the story. And then I took Chloe's side saying like, you home wrecker, how would you, even though the home was probably wrecked. But when I tell you Trina fans, hold on, I have to tell you about the Trina fans.
They don't play, huh?
No.
I've had beef with the Barbs. I've had beef with the Beehive. I've had beef with the fucking Ariana Grande fans. Woo. Trina fans lit my black ass up.
No.
Where were you
today?
OMG.
I had to stop talking about it because that motherfuckers was there. Every picture I put up, Trina.
Oh my God! You drugged me in it.
I
didn't see it.
No. This is the reason why.
They were saying, "Why are you supporting Chloe?"
Because of the
because of the situation with French, which
Rock
I didn't
stars,
even think about.
Knock it off, because I know y'all gonna be looking and listening. Knock it the fuck off, okay?
Please.
You know what? When it did, I saw that whole story thing, but that
you
came
didn't
out.
say a word.
I don't never be involved myself in people's business. That don't got nothing to do with me. I just stay clear out of it. But what I would say is that this, this life we live, this whole industry, this stuff, this is how it goes. We're famous people. You're beautiful people, socialized artists, entertainers, however, whatever. I had to learn this myself. You're gonna always constantly run across, meet people, however. First of all, I don't know their situation, how it happened, who was wrong, who was at fault, because I did see the sides of everybody was on this girl's side.
Jordan.
Tristan, Jordan.
I didn't know. I didn't really get it, and I was like, oh, that's her sister's friend. Okay, it just was a little sloppy. I didn't really. So I saw that. I saw the interview thing with Jada. So I kind of. But I just don't feel like I don't like the bashing of the women. Period. Mm-hmm. Whether it's her, whether it's the Kardashian. I just don't. I'm not the woman basher type, because I guess what, at the end of the day, a nasty man is somewhere in the middle of that that has all this havoc going on. And then we too much blame the women for what you have done and try to throw under the rug and the dirt and hide the dirt of what the man has done. He kind of walks away with the championship, and now you got two scoring women that's arguing and fighting and beefing. And that goes for me and anybody else online. This is why I never attack anybody from any of my situations past I don't really say a word, because people gonna attack them you was dating who she was dating first, whatever not. You took her. Nobody can't take nobody from nobody. You leave because you want to leave. You cheat because you want to leave. You are willing and freely to do what you want to do, unless somebody put a gun to your head and take you.
Is she preaching?
I'm just saying. People don't understand. People always say somebody took your man. How could you take a whole man?
Okay.
As a woman, you gonna just grab him up and snatch him?
She said, and the man walk away like he won the championship.
With the I watch it all the time, and then before you know it, the women are mad at each other. The world hates, and I was a whole separation between women, and then these guys is dapping it up, and he move on and do the same old thing. And
Antoine Fuqua, who just served me with papers, nigga.
Okay, so hold on. We'll get right back to that.
No, we taking that nigga's jersey. No championship for you. No. You the reason why Nicole Murphy and Sunshine are at odds. Period.
Do not hate me for asking this question, but I'm gonna ask the
question. Just know we love you.
Unapologetic.
Yes.
I'm gonna speak it as.
Okay, and I think one of the other reasons why your fans came, out full force is because French is not the only guy that you are rumored to have dated and Chloe's dated as well.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about James Harden?
Yes. I'm just wondering, was there overlappage? Where you were dating whomever, James or French. I think you dated both of them first, and then she suddenly was popping up everywhere. Right. Was there overlappage?
Well, I can't really say, because I don't really know. The James, that was way when it was the Olympics. How long ago has that been? So when that situation happened, I'm nowhere to be found.
2012?
I have nothing to do with that. Yeah, I have nothing to do with that. I don't know what's going on. I don't care. That's not my business. He's a grown man. That's a grown woman. What they do has nothing to do with me. Of course, the fans are going to feel away. They're going to feel like, oh, you know her. Y'all hung out. She shouldn't date nobody that they shoot. These are two grown people that's living their life. They could do whatever they want to do. I'm not attached or tied to any one of them. Now, when it went with the French situation, it was just a little bit more different, because at the moment I was around him. It wasn't like, a year passed or months, whatever. I was right there around him, so it's kind of like at the same time. So, and in the instance though, he was not my man. I never claimed to say this was my man. That's not the case. But I am not a party girl, a fun girl, a chick on the side, or any one of those things. I was your friend. I was the person that was right down with you. I was the person that helped you out along a whole lot of things that was in the dark. I'm not gonna bash you, make you look crazy, none of that, because I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But it made it look real crazy because you moved how you moved so maliciously, and then it was with her. So that was a big old thing, and people had already known that I was, we was acquaintance and we was around each other. So that's why my fans and all these people start going crazy. But you never heard me not once bash her, say anything negative about her or anybody, because that's not who I am.
And your fans will do it for you.
I don't have my fans. I don't have the energy to like really go put down negativity or wish negative on a woman for a man that, for one, is definitely not worth all that, and for two, I didn't see no knock on the door, and I was standing there, you came barging in, and we had an altercation. So what am I mad at you for?
Where does that come from? Because I feel like a lot of people could really do good with that maturity.
I think that's confidence.
That's
I
always
think
been her.
That's just me. If it don't work, like we grown, like certain stuff doesn't work out, certain people don't work out, certain stuff doesn't click. Move along. I don't have to hate you or dislike you, or like I just need to live a different life. When you go your way, we go our way.
Even though you're saying that very like it's very trivial for you because it's very just who you are. Like that is not the norm. I mean, I'm telling you, like
it shows.
I see the insecurity.
Okay, but why though? Because if you're dating somebody and they're gonna you're dating somebody and he decides he want to date somebody else and you're humiliated this in the public or whatever, you're gonna do two things.
Girl, you know what they be saying.
What?
The pillow talk and
no, I don't do the pillow talk because
in your ear.
Yeah, but the thing with me is, see, I'm just different. I'm a visionary. I'm a Sagittarius. I take everything to the heart. I'm emotional. I'm vulnerable. I'm honest, and I'm 100% gonna give all of me. If you do any of that, I can't wait
till a nigga say that. I'm a Miriam right there.
Any of that, I'm not gonna you out. I'm not gonna give you any more. That pillow talk doesn't work. I was in a relationship for over 5 years, about to get married. This man cheated. I knew you cheated for 4 months. I never told you cheated. I never told you anything. You know why? Because two things happen. If I tell you, we're going to get into this whole big blowout and it's going to be the end. Me, as a woman at the moment, I wasn't ready for it to be the end. So I had to make a conscious decision. And the decision was, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Because if I tell you, I already know it's over. If I don't tell you, now I'm disgusted. I want you to look at me. I'm just there. So in some kind of way, how is this going to play out? So I have to really figure this out thoroughly. So I let it play out. You played yourself out. It came to the open. You was doing what you was doing. It all blew out. And I ended up leaving because I knew it was going to happen anyway, but I needed time.
But then it came out publicly on its own.
It came out because I was with you and the person you was cheating with was calling your phone. You had no explanation for it right in my face. So now it's out already. What you think that I found out right now, I already knew 4 months ago. I just didn't let you know because I had to weigh my options. I wanted to make sure when I say what I say, I'm completely ready to move on from this situation.
And when you know you're the baddest bitch, you can do that. But not only the baddest bitch, the one. So you have the new album.
Album is out now.
And so Nicki Minaj is on the album.
Yeah, Nicki's on the album.
I have to ask this question. Yeah. How did that collaboration come about?
That happened. Well, okay, my album just came out. Mind you, my album, I've been doing this album for almost 6 years because it got pushed back. Once it came out, bam, a hurricane strikes. I felt bad to drop my album while we're dealing with a hurricane. It just felt selfish. Okay, now after that, I'm ready to put it out. Now we have issues, clearances, all this kind of stuff. So this was before Nicki's album, the Queen album, came out when we did that song. This was in Miami. She was in Miami for a little while, like a whole break hiatus, and I believe she was recording her album, The Queen. So this was way before that time. And I was in Miami, and she was at the studio, one of the studios that I work out of. And so I had a record. I sent her actually a record to get on. It was a whole different record, and she loved the record. She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna do this record." And then she was like, "I'm gonna be in the studio. I guess whatever day come by." So I was like, "Okay, cool." I came by, and then she was playing stuff for like different records, and then she was like, "Hey, let me play another record for you." And I was like, "Okay." And then she played that record. And then I was like, oh no, we got to do this record. Like I just went like, okay, we got to do this record. And it was the original Juvenile record, the sample, everything. So it was just nothing but just a beat and the old Juvenile. I was like, oh no, we got to do this record. And then that's just how it happened. So I end up leaving the studio and she ended up, so we kind of like formatted how the record was going to go. And then when I left, I had to fly to town, I think for like a week or whatever. So she recorded, she called me, I was out of town. I heard her first verse, and then that's what made me, that's how I got to go back. I didn't go back in the studio. So like a week later, I went back and I did my part, and we kind of went back and forth. And then it was done.
Damn, and then R&B powerhouse Kelly Price, who I had a dream about last night. Which
Kelly
random.
Price, that's another.
Kelly Price and K Michelle, who've been here. I mean,
Love
both
K, both
R&B powerhouses. So, was it? Do you choose who? I mean, do you sit back and say, okay, I need Kelly Price on this record, or how does that?
Sometimes it goes, but Kelly Price. Kelly Price was just in Miami. This was so random. I'm still trying to figure out, is this the real Kelly Price that's on my album? I'm still trying to make. I don't want to be like all bragging. I got to make sure because it was this happened so like authentic, organic. She
was talking to Brian McKinney. I think
she was in Miami at a party. Brian McKinney brought her to Miami from, I think it was her and Faith. They was at some kind of a party or something. She came by he was like, I'm gonna come by your session. I was like, okay, cool. I'm bringing somebody by. I was like, okay. And when I'm in the recording and when I opened the door, it was her. So I was looking around like, is that Kelly? I didn't want to fan out, so I kind of was like, voice. And then so she's like, hey, what are you working on? This is my first time meeting her.
Really?
Yes, in life. So I'm like, okay. And now I started playing different records, and I played this mama record to my mom, and she was like, stop the record, give me a second. And then she just like pull a beat up, and she just went in the booth and started recording, singing her vocals.
The first time y'all
The
met?
first time I met her. So I'm just sitting in here like, but looking back at the booth, and then when I heard her mouth on, it was,
she's the best.
No, it was over. I kept looking back. I was so nervous. I didn't want to make her nervous. I didn't want her to see me like, but I'm like, is this Kelly Price? Are you sure? Everybody, I'm like trying to take a picture, sneaking up. It was like a very, very beautiful experience how she got on that record. I would never forget it. It was like nothing I've ever done with recording with anybody.
And so, okay, so now.
Okay, Michelle, I recorded that a while before also. Before the album was supposed to get dropped.
Yeah, no, K Michelle was here, and then she's on Love. Well, I'm back on Love and Hip Hop with her, and she's talking about how again, as a female in R&B music, they want her to stay in R&B. They don't want to do country. So it's really good to be able to see like people who are pushing boundaries and just continuing to create their own sound.
Yeah.
And is this album independent?
Yeah.
Nice.
It actually came out through Orchid and Sony. Yeah.
And that's a whole different monster on its own, isn't it?
Independent is definitely a different milestone. It's harder, it's different, but it's better. I mean, when you're an artist like me, you've been doing it for so long, you want to make sure every dollar count. You want to make sure you get the best out of it. You just have to strategically plan stuff out and have a great marketing strategy and just work.
Well, listen, I don't know how we got Trina here today. Maybe
I don't know either.
Maybe the same way you got Kelly Price, just by luck.
I thought I was about to be like downstairs in the lunchroom, me and you one-on-one. They never told me it was a whole set. I didn't know none of this. I definitely didn't know you was going to be here.
Oh, and aren't you glad you came camera ready?
Yeah, my bag is in the car. I was about to put on my big jeans and my flip flops and put my hair up in a little thing because I'm done working. And I'm like,
you look amazing. Well, I feel it's a privilege for you to be here.
I'm happy to come. I'm happy to all you guys. You made my day better.
Anytime you need anything from Hollywood Unlocked, we fuck with Trina the long way. We support you.
Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course.
This energy has really set the tone for my day. I was having a horrible day until I walked in here.
No.
Ask him, your guy.
No, the producer came to me and says, okay, Trina's not happy. I
said,
fuck.
How long do you have? I'm not going to be here all day. I'm not in a good mood. Ask him. I was outside going crazy out the car. I was like, just a lot. But coming and you made it much better.
I'm
so
glad you
Well, I'm still going to take all the credit for it. Thank you for coming, Trina.
Thank you,
and we love
guys,
you.
for having
We
me.
out of
I
here.
love you guys.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.